All right, welcome back to TV5 News at 9, everyone. It is time now for Education Matters, and we are here, of course, with Dr. Craig Douglas. Dr. Douglas, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Good morning, Blake. How you doing?
Doing great. I'm glad to see you, glad to hear from you. How are you?
Yes.
All right, today we are talking about FAFSA for the 2023-24 school year. So, of course, first, Dr. Douglas, what is FAFSA and why is it so important?
It's vital for students applying for colleges, Blake, and it has shifted in recent years. It is all now pretty much online, and it's been streamlined. They've reduced the number of questions that parents are required to respond to. So it is really important that people pay attention to these changes and can respond. So what is FAFSA? It stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. I emphasize free. So there's no cost to apply, to go online and to complete this documentation. It is free. And what it does is it does a calculation of an estimate of what the family's ability to pay for college is. Why is that important? Well, that metric then provides opportunities for students to qualify for certain federal programs. Not only that, but this data then, Blake, gets sent to colleges that the student chooses. So let's say I'm a student, I want to go to Saginaw Valley, let's say. So the results from FAFSA would be sent to Saginaw Valley, and they in turn will take the data and see if I, as a student applicant, would qualify for any of the programs that they have there. So it's a web of data transfer that can be very, very helpful and vital for the student applicant for college.
Very, very good. What are some things that families should consider when they apply?
So the window to apply actually was the first of this month, and it goes pretty much through the whole school year. In Michigan, the deadline is May 1st of this coming May 1st. So there's still time to apply, but there's an advantage of getting the application in early. In fact, some of our viewers may remember this used to be kind of a winter event that people would then apply after they filed their income taxes the first of the year. Well, the federal government has moved all this up. You use last year's tax data, and the window now is more of a fall event. So while the application's open through the school year, there's an advantage of getting the data in, and it can always be adjusted throughout the year. And just imagine thousands and thousands of Michigan students putting data into this system. It really is to the student's advantage to get it in sooner rather than later. In filling out the application, it can be complicated. There are a lot of abbreviations that I'm not even going to try to pretend to go into. So many high schools have nights or events dedicated to parents to come in and in small groups attempt to log in and complete the form online in a group setting. For example, in Carleton High School, they have one of these events coming up October 25th. They have an expert coming in from Delta College to help guide the parents through the process. In my opinion, many schools do this because it's a great way to help reduce frustration and to improve in completing the paperwork online.
That is good to know. Yeah, absolutely. So say someone submits their application, how does it work from there?
It's routed according to the wishes of the student. So let's say a student wants to apply to 4 schools. They would identify those four schools, and the FAFSA data would be routed to those 4 schools. If a 5th school comes along, a student wants to apply for it, they can go online and tell FAFSA or tell the federal government to send the FAFSA data to that 5th school. So it's a pretty seamless, almost error-proof way to route this very, very vital data.
Yeah.
The students and their parents can also receive a copy of this at home by providing an email address so they can see exactly what's being reported to the colleges.
So, Dr. Douglas, you said that this year they kind of reduced the questions and the application and trying to make it easier for students and parents, but it can still kind of feel, you said the word frustrating, it could be overwhelming. So what advice would you have for those who are approaching this for the absolute first time?
Just be confident in knowing that everyone is ultimately able to navigate it. I kind of put it in the same category as filing our income taxes. Sometimes that can be a complicated process. We have to gather documentation. Some of us have to go to tax experts. Some may need special forms. It's a process. FAFSA is similar in that way. It's a process, and by being in a group setting, sometimes the frustrations can be reduced, and you figure out things together quicker than you would isolated in your own workspace at home.
And I think that's so great that our surrounding, school systems are putting on these education group settings. That's great. Dr. Douglas, anything else you want our viewers to know about FAFSA?
Well, I just wish everyone the best of success in this process. File it as soon as possible, as accurately as possible, and best wishes to everyone as we race through the autumn months. I can't believe that October is half over already.
No, you and I are the same way. I was thinking the same thing. Well, thank you, Dr. Douglas, for your tips.
Take care and be well, Blake.
Yes, you as well. For more information about today's topic, all you got to do is just go to the lifestyle page on our website, WNEM.com.